Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Mortimer Jordan, head basketball coach Jason Johnsey. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Welcome to the first ever Mortimer Jordan basketball edition of Coach Speak. Welcome in, Coach Johnsey.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Glad to have you and glad to be here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you're a new coach here at Mortimer Jordan. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yes, sir. I've spent 4 of the last 5 years up at Coleman.
Okay.
I was there for 2 years, took a head job at Curry High School, and then Coach Stu asked me to come back and join his staff after they had won the state championship and had been there for the last 2 years. So 4 out of the last 5 there at Coleman. And then, how I got this job, it opened up late in June, almost July.
Wow.
And so, the kids here had already gone through June, and it took a couple more weeks. You know how systems work, where it takes a minute for everybody to get approved, even after everybody goes, yeah, this is what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
And so it would have taken a special place for me to leave Coleman, because I love teaching there, I love coaching there, love the guys that I coach with as well, and of course the kids, that've been around for 4 and 5 years that I've known as well. It would have taken a special job for me to leave, and that's what I found.
Okay, good deal. So you're 2 games into the season, but before we talk about those games, tell us about the team. What do we expect to see this year?
Well, we're heavy with seniors. We have 11 seniors on the team.
Wow.
They all have experience, and Coach Golden, who was here before, he did a great job of starting the youth program here. And these kids have played with each other since probably 4th grade.
Nice.
So they know each other. They know what they do well and what they don't do well.
Right.
And they know what they can do and can't do, more importantly.
Right.
And so I've inherited a group that is really experienced. Now the downside of that is, they're coming into their last year of basketball.
Sure.
And learning a completely new system. So we'll do stuff a little different than what they're used to.
Right.
We'll be a lot more up pace maybe than what they have been in the past, as far as pressuring and playing man-to-man defense and pushing the ball up the floor.
Okay, good. Well, your first game was last week against Hueytown, the Golden Gophers, and you lost to them 76-67. Tell us about the game.
Well, we anytime you're playing Hueytown, you know that they're going to be an athletic team.
Right.
And so we were expecting that. We were expecting them to play a lot of kids, which they did. Get up and down the floor, really pressure you the kind of the way that we like to. They do something unique, or at least they did versus us, where they're kind of switching defenses most times down court. So you really can't get comfortable offensively thinking, okay, we're going to see 2-3. No, now it's 3-2, or it's man for a minute, and then it turns in 1-3-1. And
they
then
just keep flipping it on you.
Yeah, and they'll switch it with their different pressures too, full court pressures too. So we played well enough offensively to win the game, but we really struggled defensively and turned the ball over. So we had a tough time keeping them out of the paint. Kids driving on us, and we were one step too late to cut them off and have them pitch it out, and then turn the ball over just too many times. Our kids, we got down pretty big, maybe 17 or 18 at some point, come roaring back and got it down in single digits, and then just ran out of time there at the end. We run into a little bit of foul trouble there early on. We had 4 kids with 2 fouls in the first half, and our third team All-State kid, had to sit for but about 3 minutes of the first half. So put us a little behind the 8 ball, but the kids who came in stepped up and, played really, really hard.
Good. Well, tell us about some of the kids, because 67 points is nothing to sneeze at. You had a pretty good offense. Tell us about some of the offensive players.
We shot it really well, especially inside the 3. We did okay from 3. Shot about, I think we went 7 of 21 from 3. Wow. That's okay.
That's pretty good.
It's probably about where an average team will shoot. You have some kids that shoot better and some that shoot worse, and about, 1 out of 3 is about where most teams will fall. But from inside the 3 line, we shot probably 58% from 2. So we were getting to the basket as well against them defensively and us offensively. So, the deal is for us to win basketball games, we know we can score, but we've got to stop the other team. We got to be able to not turn the ball over, keep people out of the paint, and then rebound the basketball. We we rebounded the ball extremely well. I think we had 16 offensive rebounds against them. We out-rebounded them by a good margin.
Right.
And that's something that we've preached from the time we've got here, that you've got to play defense, you got to rebound. We got the rebounding down. Got to work a little bit on the defense.
Good, good. Well, you know what to work on.
That's right.
For sure. So this past Tuesday night, you played Springville.
Yes,
you
sir.
lost a closer game, 64-60. How did that game go?
Well, we started okay first quarter and kind of bumped the lead up to 8 or so. I think it was 21-13 at its biggest in the first half and the start of the second quarter. We just had a real bad second quarter. We shot the ball poorly, didn't make a three. I think we went 2 of 8 from 2 and then 0 of 4 from 3.
Gotcha.
Throw in a couple turnovers, and then you find yourself, giving up your lead, and we were -9 that quarter. So
I gotcha.
The rest of the game, we were, +5 or +6 on one, and +1, -1 on the other quarters, and really both teams scored the basketball a lot in the fourth. I think they scored 25 and we scored 24. We just ran out of time there at the end again. We were in really good shape as far as timeouts go and having stuff to run at the end of the game that we thought we could get a shot to tie it up or get the lead and just run out of time. So our kids fought so hard. Our fourth quarter defense was really, really good as far as you say that looking at you giving up however many points.
Yeah.
But how many possessions there were for each team up and down was a bunch. But we really pressured the ball much better in the fourth than we did the other three quarters.
Good. So we've only got one game to talk about because we're going to actually do this show a little sooner next week. So only one game to talk about coming up, which is Oak Mountain. So tell us how you're going to prepare for the Eagles. What do you expect to see from them as well?
Since right before that Springville game, we've welcomed back the football kids who have come into the program too.
Good.
But Oak Mountain's doing the same. Well, they may still be playing. I'm not sure, but I know Coach Floyd from way back. He's a great guy, and he does a fantastic job coaching them. Went and saw him this past Monday up at Wallace. They played Albertville, who also is on our schedule.
Okay.
And that was just a knockdown, drag-out game. Oak Mountain got off to a real fast start. Was up, close to 20 or so at some point, and then Albertville comes storming back, and they got it to within 2 or 4. Ended up losing by 4, I think, by the time it was all done. They may have even tied it up. But Oak Mountain, he's got them playing so hard. They've got their full court man, pressure on you. They're pushing the ball up the floor, trying to get quick shots and easy shots. He's got a lot of smart kids over there that play super well together too.
Sure.
I think he played 10 guys the other night that I saw him on Monday.
Right.
And they're coming off a regional trip in 7A last year. Have done just a fantastic job. This is his, I think it's his second year, maybe third year there at Oak Mountain, and he's a good coach, and I appreciate him as a friend as well, but in the community. But he does a fantastic job. He was there for maybe 10 or 11 years or so at Pelham before that.
Right.
So he's experienced. He knows basketball, and he knows how to get the best out of his kids. So they'll bring a tough crew in here on Tuesday.
Okay. So it seems like a little bit of a slow start, but it's understandable given a new coach, new system. Kids are learning. Hopefully you'll pick up, you'll get your sea legs up under you here pretty soon. But it's going to have to be pretty quick because you got a fight on your hands coming up, right?
Yeah, that's Oak Mountain's coming in here Tuesday of next week, and then we'll have an in-school game on Thursday. Back-to-back 7A schools are coming in here. But yeah, you're right. The kids are learning, and we're all learning. So with the time frame of getting the job late in the middle of July or so, we didn't have a June together, which is typically when you get hired at a new position. They do it before school's out. You have that whole month to play basketball and kind of implement your system. And our kids didn't have that. Now, the positive is most of our varsity kids don't play football, so I had them since school started.
Well, that is good.
And so we've been able to kind of work on stuff, and now we're kind of sprinkling in the football kids to catch them up. And so that's really what this week has been, is trying to get those kids up to speed to where they can help in some form or fashion to make the team better. Maybe if it's in just a couple minute spurts in the first couple games back, that they can make us a little more successful. So we're hoping that shows its head over the next handful of games.
Good deal. Well, Coach, that's our very first show, one of very many. We certainly appreciate your time, and we appreciate you watching Join us each and every week for another Mortimer Jordan version of Coach Speak.